Now it's my honor to introduce our keynote speaker. Diane Guerrero is a Boston native and has from an early age had an affinity for the arts. She attended the Boston Arts Academy where she studied vocal music. As a teenager, Guerrero suffered through a forced separation from her family, and she watched her loved ones be deported. She shares the incredible story of how she was able to remain in the US, continue her education, and build a successful career in her new book, In the Country We Love. Guerrero has appeared in numerous television series and is best known for her roles as Maritza Ramos on the award-winning Emmy and Golden Globe-nominated Netflix series, from which she received 2 Screen Actors Guild Awards, and as Lena in the CW's breakout hit Jane the Virgin. In 2015, Guerrero was named a White House Ambassador for Citizenship and Naturalization. She is an outspoken advocate for common sense comprehensive immigration reform and has worked with Immigrant Legal Resource Center and Mi Familia Vota, a non-partisan Latino civic engagement organization to promote citizenship and voter registration. Please help me welcome the one and only Diane Guerrero.
Just gonna get organized here. It's been a while since I've been back to college. Excuse me. Thank you. Gracias. Those are the only 2 languages I know. Thank you, President Heftelin. Oh, thank you everyone here. Thank you for having me. Salt Lake Community College, thank you. This is a beautiful sight, seeing all of you in these beautiful robes, gowns. You just smell like possibility. I like that. It's a great honor to be here for the commencement ceremony of the 2017 Salt Lake Community College graduates and honorees. I want to begin by congratulating the honorary doctorate recipients, Mr. H. Roger Boyer and the Honorable Shauna Graves Robertson, as well as distinguished alumni Lisa Goff and Sean Newell. I also want to recognize SLCC faculty members, Judge Higgins. Sorry, Jude. Maybe you're a judge, maybe later, I don't know. It's possibilities, right? Jude Higgins and Heather Shoemaker for receiving Teaching Excellence Awards, and SLCC's 2018 Distinguished Faculty Lecturer, Lon Schiffbauer. And of course, congratulations to all of you, the graduates, and your families and friends who are here celebrating with you today. This is your big day. You have reached a major milestone. You'll soon be getting your notices in the mail to pay back your student loans. That's a fun part. Don't worry, you'll be all right. Where there's a will, there's a way. It'll happen. Just don't get frustrated like I did. And, well, let's just say me and Sally Mae had issues at one point, but we're totally fine now. I don't even know if she's working in the biz. I don't know if she's in the biz anymore. But we're cool now. So that means I'm fine, credit is okay, I'm allowed to be here. I actually had to pay my last loan before being able to speak with you today. I have to be a good example. Whether you were newly graduated from high school when you came to SLCC, Salt Lake Community College, my goodness, that's a lot to say. College is hard. Whether you were newly graduated from high school or you were in search of a new career or return to school to pursue dreams set years earlier, you made a commitment to study hard and reach the finish line. You set a goal and you achieved it. And many of you did it while multitasking. For every 10 students on campus, 7 work about 30 hours a week. Some of you work multiple jobs and or raise families, or recovered from illnesses while attending classes and taking exams. That kind of ethic is to be valued, and you should be proud of that. As John Lennon once sang, "Life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans." I was gonna quote Beyonce, but I said I want to appeal to everyone too. So you lived your life and you made your plans, but you overcame your obstacles and continue building your futures. Most of you will be continuing your education at a 4-year school. Others have finished specialized training and will begin new careers. And no matter what you do, you have the ability to do great things. Take it from me, you have the ability to do great things. And I say this because I am the kind of person who thinks life is over every 5 minutes. 5 minutes from now, I'm gonna think life is over. Then I'll be fine. And then so on and so on. But in the end, I'm here, and I never thought that I would be here speaking to you guys today, so dreams do come true. You can make a difference, not just in your career paths, but also by taking care of your community, by becoming civically engaged. Hey, what's up, y'all? You can do it because you're already on that path. You're probably wondering, who's this little brown girl? Why is she telling me what to do? Well, I have to admit, it is amazing to me that I'm standing here addressing you while as you take your next steps forward. But like you, I took risks to get to this stage today, and so can you. And I guess that's why I'm here. I made $1 out of 15 cents, honey, okay? Did. I was not born into a wealthy family, nor were my parents very well educated. My parents came from Colombia. Hey, what's up, over here? For a better life. They struggled without documents, and they struggled every day to make ends meet. But my parents loved me, and they instilled in me the strong desire to achieve my goals. I was 14 years old when they were taken away. Family and friends took me in so that I could continue my education at the Boston Arts Academy, and it was the first time that I'd ever experienced what community really looked like. But I still had no friggin' idea what to do or what the rest of my life would look like. I really did live, and I sort of still do live life day to day. The only thing I knew was that fire that my parents lit inside me to reach the American dream, that was my guiding light. And that is why I am so passionate today about fighting for the things that I care about. I care about a lot of things. It's exhausting. Mainly, I looked at my life when I first started thinking about my purpose and what I would do and how can I be happier? How do I get involved? You know, sometimes you think, I can't get involved, I can't do much, what am I gonna do? And I would say that the easiest thing for me was to look at myself and look at the world around me and say, what do I connect with the most? Well, immigration, of course, immigration reform. This was so personal to me. This was what my life was about. This is all I heard at home. This is what I feared the most. So I'm passionate about immigration reform and immigrant rights. And of course that developed to open my eyes and my heart to so many other causes and so many other human beings and their experiences. Sadly, there are many families experiencing the same fears and realities I once did. I get frustrated when policymakers talk about immigrants without trying to fix the broken immigration system. I love the snaps. Thank you. We need to consider real human costs to families that are separated by needless deportation. Fear-driven deportation strategies are leading to labor shortages and hurting our economy because immigrants in mixed-status households are afraid to leave their homes. Immigrants sustain our economy in Utah and across the US, and that is not fake news. I struggled for a long while I looked for ways to finance my college education and focus on academics while worrying about my parents. I was really stressed. Let's just say I didn't wear any scholastic honor cords around my neck. I mean, no biggie, but congrats to all of you wearing them today. Like many of you, I am a late bloomer. After college, I went to work at a law firm while I figured out my next steps. The dream of becoming an artist never left me. In my mid-20s, I took a chance. I quit my job and moved to New York to become an actor. Really thought I was Mary Tyler Moore. Thank God for Nick at Night for setting examples. I mean, thank you. I worked every kind of job imaginable. I won't name them all because there were a lot. From waitressing to passing out hot tamales, the candy, not the real hot tamales, but they were too heavy. The hot tamales, though, no one would take them. It's weird, nobody likes the hot candy here. You go to Mexico and all the hot candies around. I'm like, okay, that's great. Let's put some hot sauce on everything. I even sold my used shoes to make some extra money to help support myself. And no, this wasn't a whole girl boss situation. It was more like a black market stinky shoe fetish situation. But here, we are in a safe, no judging zone, okay? Struggle was and is very real, you guys. That was about 6 years ago. And now I am very lucky and I am very appreciative to be on two amazing shows like Orange is the New Black and Jane the Virgin. Thank you. That, like your school, celebrate diversity and telling everyone's story, no matter how different, no matter how hard or interesting they are. So during all of this, I was really excited to have a job. I was like, I'm working, dropping the mic on people, thought I never had a job, never I could get a job. I got a job. Yeah, it was great. But I also saw that something was missing. And earlier I mentioned I was like trying to find my purpose and what I could do for my life and how I could be happy again, so I struggled with that. I was voted most happy-go-lucky in high school. But a lot of times I found myself not feeling that way. And so I know a lot of that void was missing my parents, but there was something else, there was something more. I studied political science. I was always interested in social justice. And so I looked around me and I go, what can I do? So I saw the battle over immigrants' rights raging. And I decided that I had an obligation to speak up. I was inspired by the many undocumented young people who came to the United States as kids without papers, probably some in your classes. Come out of the shadows and demanded a path to legal status and citizenship. I was inspired when I saw the so-called dreamers taking huge risks. I thought, I am a citizen. I have a duty to speak up for my community. So I did. I publicly shared my family's story and then became involved with civic engagement groups, nonpartisan civic engagement groups that promote citizenship, voter registration, and voting. I saw that was my way in, to try to talk about my story and connect my story to other human beings. I also wrote my memoir, In the Country We Love. Pick it up at your local bookstore. Hey, no, that wasn't funny. A lot of you already read it. All of you read it. Duh. The new updated version is coming out. The first round, I was in a relationship. Word of advice, and I know this is a little funny, but don't write about the guy you're dating in your first memoir. You know what I'm saying? people change, things change. Sometimes it's good to keep some things just for you. Some things are just for you. You don't always have to share them. I know that was a little silly, but I do mean that. Sometimes people make us, I don't know, sometimes you feel an obligation, but sometimes you just have to take care of you first. So just write about you. Okay. I have to admit that writing my memoir was not the easiest thing I have ever done. It was a big emotional risk, but I wanted the children especially the children who went through what I went through, to know that they're not alone. Since sharing my story, I have grown so much. Since becoming civically engaged, since caring about more things than just myself, I have grown so much. I've learned so much. It's opened so many doors for me. I've met college students and younger kids who are facing the same fears that I did. Thankfully, they have a whole community of us working hard to protect their rights and the rights of their families. As an advocate for social justice, I am handing you an assignment on your graduation day. I know, boo. Take the assignment. It's really easy. Get involved and stay involved. The time is now. I know you're up to the challenge. Civic engagement is super easy compared to what you had to do to receive your diploma today. Your determination to overcome obstacles and reach the end of your coursework here is exemplified by this year's graduates of excellence. Students like Brooke Baxter, Jirapat Sakafun, Heather Lewis, Ermina Mustafik, Leah Price, Gabe Moreno, and Megan Gardella. And I know we saw a beautiful video of you guys, but I picked out a few quotes that you had said, and I thought that they were so powerful to share, so I'm gonna do it, because I'm up here, and I'm gonna do what I want. Brooke overcame illness by applying herself to her coursework. Today she graduates from SLCC after only 3 semesters. Took me a really long time, so good on you. Jirapat, who saw herself as much older than her classmates in the Certified Nursing Assistant program, proclaimed, "We are not too late to learn. We are not too late to work, and we are not too late to live." And that certainly inspires me, and I hope a lot of us, because sometimes we think it's too late, but it's not. It's never too late. With 3 kids, Heather found that returning to school was very challenging. Now she said she hopes to be a strong example for her 2 daughters and show them that women with or without children can achieve their dreams. That's right. That's right. Ermina said that she learned the value of an education regardless of your age, race, or background. As you saw in this beautiful video, her and her family came to the United States in 1998 as Muslim refugees. She plans to be the first in her family to earn a bachelor's degree. Congratulations. Leah, you commented on the strength of community. She said of her time at SLCC, quote, "We grew together and drew on each other's strengths, learned from our similarities and differences alike, and ultimately brought out the very best in one and all." Gabe taught English as a second language to immigrants. As an immigrant from Colombia, the country of my parents, he said, "I realize we have reached a point where we can now help those going through what we went through, and that fills my heart with immense joy." Megan, you learned about hardship and perseverance through times that seemed the most bleak and desperate. To the educators who mentored her, she wrote, "Thank you, and you are right. I can do it. I did do it. Yes, you can. Sí se puede." I'm not done. But yeah, sí se puede, and yes, you can. You have the tools not only to continue your education or to put your new skills to work, but also to bring your passion to your neighborhoods. I know I'm really driving that civic engagement thing in. I know I am, but I figure the more I say it, the more it'll it'll stick. At least that's what my parents thought when they were trying to teach me things. You are finishing your studies at a higher education campus, and that campus is one of the most diverse in the entire state of Utah. Many students here are first-generation Americans. You know firsthand that there has never been a more critical time in our nation's history to bring people together. The values of our nation and our various faiths to love thy neighbor are being challenged. All of us, regardless of our religion, our gender, the color of our skin, or where we were born, deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. Thank you. Our rights and our freedom are what our military veterans defended in their service to our nation. We must always remember that we are one nation under God. Let's set aside apathy and let's get involved. If you see an injustice, stand up and say so. Whether it's a letter to your local newspaper or in a town hall meeting, those are going to be very important, by the way. I hope for you to all show up to your town hall meetings, especially ones coming up in August, so that we can begin our process to electing a Congress that is representative of all of us. Make sure to ask your family members, coworkers, and classmates whether they are registered to vote. One of the major benefits of citizenship is the right to vote. So let our voices be heard. This is the time to be extraordinary. This is the time to be good. This is the time to let love be the force. Let your lives reflect the community values that were enhanced during your time at Salt Lake Community College, because we need you. Thank you and congratulations.